Take me back to when you first started, like getting into photography, videography, that type of stuff. Like, what piqued your interest to like start that?
Well, for me, I had an internship, the Boys and Girls Club, Greater Northwest Indiana.
Right.
So this was my junior year at Academy College of St. Joseph, and I got the internship through one of my professors. Her name was Miss Rossetti. She runs her own I forget what she runs, but she runs her own consulting or marketing firm, I believe. But she got me that internship, and it was a marketing internship. So I was like helping the Boys and Girls Club with social media. I would go around, take photos at events, and then sometimes I would go to field trips with the kids. Be the little chaperone, and then I would do videos for the TikTok and stuff. But the TikTok never blew over nothing. It's literally kids
Right.
going field trips. But I had a camera, and the camera was a Rebel T7i, I think. Small, not small. It's a pretty popular DSLR lens, or not lens, camera. But I started with that, and when I was shooting with it, I don't think I knew what I was doing, actually. But I was just taking photos, and I started to like it. And then after that internship, I finished up actually this past summer. So I was there at Boys and Girls Club for a year, pretty much a year and a half, pretty much. But I told myself, I'm with all this internship, the money I got from there, I'm gonna buy my first camera, and I bought a Canon M50.
Okay.
I should have brought it, but I didn't bring it. And it was just a little small camera, but it's really good. But most of my portfolio is with that camera. But yeah, that's how I got into it. So.
Yeah, I want to mention too, how I saw your stuff first. So I had on Amir Ransom in a previous podcast, and we were talking about, he runs the FST organization, he's a basketball trainer and stuff like that. So I have to bring up the shot, the shooting you were doing with him, because that dude, I saw the quality and everything with that, and I was like, man, dude, this guy's talented, bro. And specifically the New Balance one, I got into that one, and I was like, dude, this is crazy. Local guy from the region, doing this, and those are the type of people I'm trying to have on. Just pick their brain about how they started. Give them a platform to speak on their story. So I just want to say, dude, that New Balance one was crazy, dude. So I know Amir. His ultimate goal is to be a designer, and he wants to be a trainer for that. But how do you go about picking the locations, or specifically that for a shoot Amir specifically?
Yeah, so with Amir, me and Amir was talking about a New Balance shoot for months, because we filmed. I'm his personal filmer for all his training videos and stuff. So you look on his page, probably going back to March of last year. All his stuff I filmed, but you'll see a difference in quality.
Oh, definitely.
From maybe this year, because I got a new camera.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when my quality went up a little bit. But I was shooting here for a minute, and he's always wearing New Balance.
Yeah.
And I wear New Balance as well. I should have worn some today, but I wear a lot of New Balance to work, because it's just a chill, casual shoe.
It is. I got the 550s. I'm big in it.
Yeah, those are nice.
Those are nice.
Yeah, I only got the 574s right now.
Okay.
I got 4 pair of those. But I'm gonna get into some more of those, the other models. But we were talking about that for a minute, and I finally was ready. I was like, Amir, let's do it. Send me all your kicks. I want to see which ones you got. He sent me 4 rolls of New Balance. I'm like, yo, okay. I'm like, okay, so let's see which ones I like. So I told him to pick the purple and yellow ones that's in the shoe, and then he got he brought another pair, kind of a gray and orange one, and then he brought these the classic gray. I forget what model those are, but he brought those on the shoe. And as far as location, the day before I was looking. Because I was I don't really know where I should take it. But I know Amir does basketball. I play basketball. We love basketball. So I was bro, I got to find maybe an outdoor court. And I was thinking, I want to go to Chicago for sure. I knew that. And then I'm bro, there's a specific court that I wanted to go to, but I didn't know where it was at. So I'm searching the internet. I'm where is this gym? I'm looking up outdoor courts in Chicago, famous outdoor courts. And then this other photographer I don't know if you know him. His name's Joe Pinchin, I believe. He's a content like shooter for the Bulls.
Oh, really?
Like his work is insane. Like he does like crazy work.
Yeah.
And he had did a shoot there, like months back, and I saw it, and that was the court. So I was like, okay, I gotta find that court. And eventually, I found it on the internet, and then I pulled it up on Google Earth.
Yeah.
I screenshotted it, sent it to Amir. He's like, bro, that's the spot.
That's
That's the
awesome.
spot. So we pulled up. Actually, that was the second location. The first location was Ping Tom Memorial Park in Chinatown.
Okay.
So Chinatown, they got like this little, like it's low key in the cut, and it's this spot where I don't know if you saw the other photos, but they have like the skyline in the background.
Yes, sir.
And then like this red bridge, and then they got like the it's like a brown bridge where they used to let down maybe like trains and stuff, and then the river goes through. Like it's great scenery, and I initially found that spot through this photographer I watched on YouTube. He's just another Chicago photographer, portrait photographer. His name's Manny Ortiz. I think his name Ortiz. Yeah, Manny Ortiz, I believe. But he does a lot of work there, and I've seen his stuff there, and I always wanted to shoot there. So I was like, we're going there, and then we'll go to the court. So that's how I found the locations. But yeah, what else? So I could shoot.
Yeah, dude. I just wanted to hit on like that process that goes into it, because I know Amir's very like detailed, and you guys probably were bouncing ideas off each other at the beginning, just like, hey, that's what I'm thinking. You said you hit him up to see like what specific colorways in the shoe that would pop out in the videos and stuff like that. But let's take it back a little bit to so you graduated previous, like like how long ago did you graduate?
I graduated this past May.
Okay.
2023.
And that's when you said you finished your
bachelor's. Yeah.
Your bachelor's, and your internship was like around that time when you finished. And
Yeah.
then you invested into a new camera, right? And then after that, you were like, okay, this is the next step. I want to take that next step with this. I want to invest in it. I want to, see where I could go with this.
Mm-hmm.
So take me through that a little bit. So you graduate, you want to take that next step. What was your first step in going to taking this like seriously, being more professional, creating a website, all this type of stuff into that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the first step was getting that camera. And then, so at Calumet College, I was blessed to just be able to just be around the sports. So a lot of my initial work was just doing sports at the school. And then I kind of got into this like media day photography realm that I really loved. And Calumet College, they allowed me to like do a lot of media day stuff for the college.
That's awesome.
I did a lot this year, but when I first started last year, I wasn't doing a lot of it. I was just doing like just action shots in the games. Did a lot of volleyball starting out. Then I did a lot of football at Calumet. We have a sprint football team. I don't even know what sprint football is.
No.
So it's football, 11-11 full pass, but there's a weight limit of 178.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's smaller guys, but like it's football. Like they be hitting hard. But I ain't gonna lie, like it's big dudes. Like they be playing, but they do wrestling, where they like bulk up for the game, and then they starve themselves, weigh in, and then they.
So it's like a UFC weigh-in.
Yeah,
they're putting out 20, 30 pounds.
Yeah,
after weigh-ins. Yeah,
it's like that. So I was doing a lot of that because I think that I did like 3 shots from that. That was probably one of my first posts on my new page, and I had like my watermark back then, but I don't do that anymore. But that was probably one of my first shoots. I did a lot of soccer. I did some soccer action shots. But yeah, that's where I started, and then I eventually kind of transitioned into like the media day stuff. So the past, like going into that October, like August round, I did like a shoot for the girls volleyball team, or women's volleyball team, media day. Did really well. I think a lot of their photos are on my website now. And yeah, I think that's my niche a little bit. I think that's what my business model is going to be.
You like to dig into the sports,
like the media day,
like those like standing shots or like
standing
just looking at the camera,
just stuff like that, like real
that's
action, cool, super dramatic lighting, stuff like that. So that's where I kind of got into, because I don't know if you heard of Rocktown Media, but they, this is a guy, his name's Jason Sterling, I believe, and he did like shots for the March Madness. Okay. And like, that's probably like his peak, like he's literally did stuff for March Madness, like his stuff is amazing, like super great lighting, smoke effects, stuff like that, like he's really great. So that's kind of like the pinnacle of the kind of stuff I do. But yeah, that's kind of like inspiration from that. But I also love video as well. So I did a lot of mixtapes for Cayman College basketball team because I played as well. So I love basketball. I try to stay in that realm, but just a lot of different things really. So yeah, that's how I kind of got into it.
That's awesome, dude. I love how you. So sometimes I feel like people just like, okay, I want to be very specific. I need to pick a niche. I need to pick either photography or videography, right? But you're kind of taking the route of, I like doing all of it. I want to be versatile. I want to learn everything. That I feel like that's really fascinating that you want to do that, because it reminds me of like when I first started and I was making decisions on what's this podcast gonna be about. And I was doing research and stuff, and it was like everything we get is like, be very specific with your niche, pick your target audience, be very specific with it. And I was like, that just doesn't fit me, man. Like I want to go very broad. I want to go very like, I want to have on so many different types of people. I just want to have conversations. I don't want to be, very specific with it. So I feel like that was like a big comparison in the mindset of, how you kind of started too. Hitting on like social media. So you started, building up your content gallery. Did you start on Instagram, or like what social media platforms did you start, and where is it leading to now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started on Instagram, and I think I'm gonna mainly stick to Instagram, just because like I use TikTok a little bit, but it's so hard to be consistent on there. Because like if you really want to grow, you got to be consistent, like pretty much posting daily.
Yeah.
And as far as like the work I do, I'm not shooting daily, But just to go back, I'm gonna go back to what you said about the choosing a niche. That is like what I struggle with a lot, because I was like, do I just want to do mainly sports? I like portrait photography as well. Do I just want to solely focus on that? So that is like I guess a challenge to think about when you first started. But absolutely. I was like, why limit myself? Why I limit myself? I can do different things. I also love street photography, like just everything photography. I love like just general like photography. I'm like, why even limit myself? Just shoot everything, which could be a downfall because someone might go to a different photographer that specializes in a portrait, or specializes in a wedding. But to say I can do everything, I can supply you with whatever you need is a benefit, I think, as well. But yeah, what was the question you had just asked?
Yeah, just like, so before we hit on that, I just want to say, like, I couldn't agree more on that. Like, I think, people look at, specialized. I want, this guy this is what he does. Like, he's going to be the best at this. But if you show, like, you're so versatile and, like, you can do anything, it's like, I would almost prefer that rather than someone who only can do this. Because, like, now it's like, we've booked a videographer and a photographer for the wedding and stuff like that, and you want a type of vibe, and it's like, I need to see their gallery. I need to see, like, if they can, make my vision, happen and really run with it too. So it's like, you gotta be different. You can't just be in one lane because you're only going to target oneself, right? You can't branch out. But yeah, going into like the social media, what the question was kind of like, so you said you started on Instagram. Kind of where did that social media like take off into? I know I subscribed to your YouTube channel now. I think your content is being built up on there. Like, where has your social media posting and content gone from starting out on Instagram?
Yeah, starting out, it was just a lot of photos, just trying to get my portfolio out there, showing people like the type of photography I do, seeing the quality that I have. But now, like, Instagram is so video driven, like such reel driven, that like I'm trying to transition into like mixing my photography with my videography.
Yeah.
So trying to find different ways to like catch that viewer's attention because people's attention spans are crazy nowadays. So like especially just that first 2 seconds, like trying to find a way to keep the interest just so they can see the photos.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's where I'm going now. But I really I love YouTube. Like doing YouTube videos, like longer format videos are fun. Like it's just fun. Like building a story. I think that's where I want to go more towards. I'll probably do a lot of YouTube videos. I want to do like behind the scenes stuff for my shoots.
Yeah.
And that's where the little pocket camera comes in.
Yeah.
Because I can, set it up and it'll track my face and stuff like that. But I think what's difficult is just finding the angle, like trying to position how I'm going to do it. That's where I'm just kind of planning out now. But yeah, I think Instagram is the main way I'm going to go, and then YouTube. But right now, Instagram is really Reels driven. So
it's crazy with the videos and stuff now. I mean, like I'm on like Instagram, TikTok, X, and then YouTube, and trying to post on all of them. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work too.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm realizing too is you can't post Reels on TikTok. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's specific for the platform. Like, you need to create content for that specific platform rather than just like, okay, I create a little clip. I'm gonna send it out on everything, like YouTube Reels or YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. Like, you got to really curate your content for each platform.
No,
but
I agree.
So you want to go into the YouTube route. You want to be a little more personable in that, like the vlog style, behind the scenes, maybe even some like how-to videos.
Yeah, because I know like a lot of the successful people, their brand is themselves.
Absolutely.
As long as well as their work. Like I know I have great work. Now I think it's time for me to transition into bringing my personality into it. Like a lot of people that know me, they know like I have a really bright, fun personality, but trying to transition that into like onto a phone or onto the camera is like a little bit challenging for me.
It is.
So trying to figure out like how can I be me, but also like be me looking at a camera. I know people like get a little anxiety. I don't get anxiety. It's just like what do I, like what's the vibe I'm going for?
Yeah.
So it's all about positioning yourself, which is a lot of thinking, a lot of research, like how you want to do it. And I think point to say is like, don't stress about if you don't have it now. Like make sure you have it right before you start. But no, actually I don't want to say that because it's good just to start,
right?
But it's also good to plan and know what you want to do. So
right, like dig into it. Don't just go out there, freestyle or whatever it is. Have like a plan, some sort of a plan.
Yeah,
you can go out there and just put the camera on and practice and this and stuff like that. But I agree with you too. It's like it was very challenging when I first started this. It's like I was never big into social media. Like I was a very private guy. I didn't like my stuff out there on social media. I didn't post a lot. And now it's like I'm trying to do like some vlog style stuff. So it's like it's crazy the difference in what you got to do and plan it out. Because the one thing I told myself is I'm never gonna try to be someone I'm not on social media, and I want to have that genuine, just a genuine face in the content, because I think that's where you see real success. Is like, and I think that is like a big thing people want nowadays too. They don't want to see this fake garbage that is being shoved down your throat. Like one guy that just comes into mind every time I think about genuine content on YouTube is like Sam Solik. He's like a huge bodybuilder guy.
Oh yeah, I know him out.
And it's so genuine. Like he just sets up a camera like this and he's in the gym recording this stuff and he's just talking to it. Like it's not like this is what he's doing. He's a bodybuilder. He's trying to get huge and he's just having conversations like normal. And he blew up within a year with like 1 million subscribers. And it's like, it's crazy. And I feel like that's the area of where like new age content is going. Just that genuine, the real stuff. Because you see a lot of fake stuff, bro. It's like,
a lot of just entertainment,
clickbait garbage. But hitting back on like one more question on social media too is what's your what's your vision and goal with just social media in general? Like, what's your plan with it? What are you kind of utilizing that tool for?
Yeah, I think what I'm utilizing it for is just trying to grow my following, I would say, but also staying like true to what I'm doing, you know, because eventually, like the main goal is to have a business, and followers don't always equate business and sales. So I think that's a big like kind of shift, I guess, to say, to mainly like focus on your business and outreaching to the right people, but also knowing that business comes with followers and views and stuff like that. So also with staying true to yourself and your content. So I think that's what is most important to me right now, trying to grow that platform, but also have my business in mind and trying to position myself how to get those connections and how to, you know, like say, this is what I can do for you.
Right.
Bang, basically.
Yeah.
You know, so
For
that's,
sure.
that's what, you know, that's pretty much everybody's motive right now. So
What is like? How do you get business? Like, how do you market yourself? What does that look like? Because I think that's like a very interesting thing too. Like, I got a couple of things going on that it's hard to market. It's hard to like get business. So like, what routes do you take? Like, you have great quality content, you post that stuff, but like, what does that process look like for you getting a client?
mm, yeah, so as far as like portrait work, I think it's a lot of referrals for me right now. People that see my stuff, they reach out a little bit, but sometimes people aren't as interested as they might be, which is sometimes disappointing. But a lot of my stuff is through referrals on word of mouth. Like people underestimate the power of word of mouth.
Oh,
Like I believe I read something that's saying word of mouth is like the number one marketing or like marketing tool or something like that.
right.
Um, but also I do a lot of email marketing, which is not going well for me right now. I don't know like if I'm going straight to the junk folder
Right.
or something like that because I reach out to a lot of schools and colleges and say, you know, this is what I provide as far as like media day stuff. Um, I guess sometimes I get responses, sometimes I don't. You know, so sometimes I wonder like, am I sending the right email? Is my like what I'm trying to say? Is it coming off right? You know, so I think that's what I'm currently trying to I guess research and dive into to see how I can be better. Because I know my work is good. I think that's just the biggest part is finding how I can reach out to the right people or how the right people can find me, you know. So yeah, especially like reels, they find me, but I think a lot of referrals, word of mouth, and that just comes with people knowing you, seeing your stuff.
Right. For sure. I think that's interesting too because marketing is such an interesting thing to get into, and I'm trying to like position myself into learning that stuff, having people on where I can have a conversation about it and do this, have on business owners, see what they do in there. But I think for content creators, it's a little bit different from like, okay, this is a service I provide. I'm going to push this out through email marketing or Facebook ads or whatever this and that is. But that's interesting that you say word of mouth, but it doesn't surprise me. Like, because if you do great work, which you do, it's like, okay, now it's going to be talked about. Like, okay, this guy, who did the shoot for you? And, you know, specifically like Amir, who did the shoot for you? Where can I get in contact?
Yes, I got literally from that shoot, I got 2 other clients from that shoot.
That's awesome, too.
I'm working with Gerard Jones. He's starting a pro-am out in the region. I actually just spoke to him through text last week about some different things. But literally through that shoot, he hit me.
That's
Told me,
awesome.
Amir, that was a great shoot. Also, actually, no, I'll take that back. He hit me through one of the shoot I did for the softball team at Canton College.
Okay.
And I did a different route with that shoot. Normally, I use a lot of off-camera flash. For that shoot, I did like some LED lighting. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like 2 LED tubes, a lot of blue lighting. And then I had like one constant light on the side as well. But that shoot actually didn't go as planned. Because I had my off-camera flash, I was shooting, I saw the flash light up, and I was like, I ain't like how it looks. And I was like, hold on, let me turn off the flash. And then I just had the constant lights, and I was like, oh yeah, it looked good. So, but yeah, that's how, like, literally, that's how I got booked by some other guys. Just people seeing your work, and then they see something else, and then they tell somebody else. So, word of mouth is definitely
the biggest thing.
The biggest thing. Now, I'll even go further to say this, like, doing free stuff is not always bad. Like,
for sure.
Like, literally, I did that with Amir. That's my guy. We said we want to do something, and I'm not charging him, not charging me, but it's just something that's good, and that's how you can expand your business. So, like, doing free stuff, even if you're already, like, at the top, like, you can still do free things, you know, let your creative outlet go, and you never know how that can go. So,
yeah, like, taking your time, and it shows, like, what type of person you are, for sure. You know, of hooking your guy up and doing something like that, too. And it's just, that's the content you build up to. So you think of that, that's a way of marketing, like doing free shoots.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not saying just give out free work all the time, obviously,
Right.
but like, you know, specific people, like, hey, I'll help you out. You know, maybe just send people my way, you know, word them out that way. But let's get into like a little more tech, because I'm fascinated with this. Before this, you know, pod, you were hooking me up. We're actually using your lens right now, so
Yeah,
shout out you for helping out with that. It's crazy how you know, complex it could get, and with all the settings and stuff like that. Where did you start to learn? Like, were you self-taught in this stuff, or?
So I wasn't self-taught. I'll say I'm a little self-taught. Well, mostly self-taught, but I started out with, like I said, the M50. My apprentice, his name's Paul Restivo. He's he's the director of Digital Studio Arts at Academy College. And Paul's my guy. He was my professor, my digital photography professor. But before that, like, we would always talk about camera stuff. And we actually filmed a wedding this past May together.
That's awesome.
But he like taught me a lot of stuff as far as like editing, gear, what to look for, settings. Like, I used to come to him like, yo, why does my video look like this? Why is my camera doing this? Or why does it look like that? You know? And he would really help me out a lot. But YouTube University is where it's at.
Swear.
Like, I've learned pretty much everything from YouTube. Like, YouTube is where it's at. And shout out to all the creators that help people.
Absolutely.
Like, because I don't like gatekeeping, bro. Like, that's the worst, bro.
Right.
Like, gatekeeping is terrible. So, like, if people ask me, I'm going to tell you the gear I use. So, yeah, we can go into that. So, as far as, like, actually, I'll go into your gear. So, you have the camera we're filming right now is the FX30, which is cinema line Sony camera, which is amazing. Like, super, super high level. That's as professional as you can get, pretty much, as far as video. But I use a Sony A6700, which is a crop sensor camera. Okay,
so what's specifically with the sensors? Like, do you know which one's in the FX30 compared to yours?
I think, so the FX30, I think has FX30 and FX3 is like, one of them has a crop sensor, one of them has a full frame.
Okay.
I don't know if that one has
I think this one, that sounds familiar, like the full frame.
I can't recall. But
I should know this stuff.
Yeah, I can't recall it. But, so full frame is like, it's better in low light.
Okay.
The sensor's bigger.
Right.
So it's more megapixels and stuff like that.
Yep.
But to the naked eye, you can't tell. Like, but people that know what they're filming with, like, I can tell what's a full frame camera or what's a crop sensor just by like the quality. Right. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Yeah, I use like I said, crop sensor. And I started out with crop sensor as well. Like, eventually, I want to go to full frame because I think it's better.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to focus on like the gear you have.
Absolutely.
And I'm talking to myself because I'm always like looking at better cameras.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait till I get that. But I just need to focus on what I have now and just really perfect my craft with what I have now.
Yeah.
And knowing once I get that, like, be good. So yeah.
So let's hit on lenses a little bit, because I have like the standard lens. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's just like the standard one for the Sony FX30. And I'm trying to like educate myself as much as I can. YouTube University is the only thing. Like, nobody has taught me anything like about editing, cameras, nothing. Like, I just went into it with zero knowledge, starting from the ground up. And at first, I shot the first couple pods. I didn't release them out, but because the quality was garbage. You know, I had like these huge boom arm mics, so I had like a soundtrack system that we all plugged into at first. I didn't have these mics,
Okay.
And it was just kind of messing around, seeing like how it works and stuff like that. And my phone shut off like 30 minutes in, and I didn't know. And I was like, oh, damn, the quality was garbage. So I was like, all right, if I want to take this serious, I'm gonna get the best one. First off, I'm gonna spend a lot of money just so I have an excuse to fall back on. To motivate me. Like, bro, you spent this money. You best get your money out of it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not in the wasting money area. So I was like, okay, what is the best quality camera that I could get? FX30 came up. And I was like, all right, boom, done. And then with these mics, I was like, I love the vibe and I loved like the style of not having that huge mic in your face. I think it looks cooler. It's more personable. It's more like we're just having a conversation rather than like a huge mic. You got to move like a fist in front of your mouth and keep it that way. But so like I invested into that type of stuff there, but it's a lot, bro, to get into. And like I appreciate you helping me out with this too. But I'm gonna be investing in your lens. That's for sure. You definitely helped me out with that too. So going into like the editing portion, what type of editing software are you using like right now?
So as far as photos, I use Adobe Lightroom.
Okay.
I think that's industry standard for like photography. I honestly don't know any other photo editing apps. You can use Lightroom on your phone, but I use it on my MacBook. And crazy enough, for video, I use CapCut, bro.
Really?
I use CapCut.
I use CapCut for specifically the clips.
Yeah, CapCut, bro. But I use the desktop version. You have the desktop? Yeah, CapCut desktop, bro. I swear. It's $8. I pay for the pro version. It's like $8.99, bro. Like, trust me. Like, if you starting out, CapCut is really like the sauce, bro. I swear it's the sauce.
It is, bro.
It's so easy to use. Like, it's simple. But I am thinking about transitioning into DaVinci Resolve, which is a higher advanced program. But yeah, I use CapCut, bro. Like they got like transition effects, like all that. Like you can do a lot with CapCut, bro.
Absolutely, that's interesting too. And I mean, I actually got introduced to CapCut through TikTok. Like I just saw a bunch of like
they get ads.
They get a bunch of ads on there, and I was like, "What is this, man? I want to." First off, I need to like master the captions for the short clips, and I was like, "Where can I do auto captions? Because this is garbage.
Yeah,
it's not working for me. Trying to type in all the words.
That's crazy.
You can't do that, bro. You need AI for that stuff now." So I got introduced through ads on TikTok, and I downloaded it, and I got the pro version too, and dude, it streamlines the process, bro. It's so worth it. Like. It's $8.99 a month. Dude, come on. You can't go wrong with that. But I started on Adobe Premiere Pro for editing in the videos. And that was a little complex to learn. Like, so when I was editing on my Windows, that's what I was using, and it's like $30 a month. It's not too bad either. But once I bought, it just wasn't working out for me, dude. Like the processor on my laptop wasn't fast enough. It would always crash. And I was like, all right, I need to get a MacBook. So I invested in a MacBook, and then I just invested in Final Cut Pro. So I've been using the Final Cut Pro software, and I love it because it's so compatible with like my iPhone, just transferring files. I just AirDrop and stuff like that too. And that's one thing I hit on my previous podcast with one of my best buddies I grew up with, Jack Hilbert. He's a developer, so like he codes and stuff like that, and he knows a bunch of stuff about like software and this and that. And I was like, dude, it's a pain getting Windows, stuff and files to your iPhone. Like you go through iTunes. I don't know if you have to done it or you've done it, but it's like, you got to go through iTunes. You got to drag the file in there, have your phone plugged in, and it's like, but AirDrop is like, okay, you're on the Wi-Fi. Boop boop.
Yeah, I seen one of your clips. He was like, "How does the AirDrop work?"
I would love to know,
bro. That is crazy. Yeah.
So CapCut, that's your go-to software with like just video editing and
Yeah, video. I use CapCut, and like you said, Premiere Pro. I started with Premiere, but like I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. Like the interface, like it was just too much for me. I feel like.
Yeah.
And then like literally when I was like, man, this is not working out, I started with CapCut, and like bro, Premiere used to like be super slow on my computer. Like
Me too.
I couldn't even edit for real.
I swear it
Yeah.
would take me 3 hours to do one video, and when
Yeah.
it should be taking me 20 minutes, just
Literally.
because of this. I don't know what it was, if the processor didn't handle that,
Yeah.
or if I had too many tabs, but I had the same issue.
Oh yeah. I had like I forgot. I think I got the MacBook Air or Pro Air in one chip, but like that's a good PC or a good laptop, but it still was not working with Premiere. So I switched to CapCut, and like CapCut, it has never crashed on me. Never. Like it loads my videos in. I can throw in like 100 videos, and it will like proxy it, and it just be good. Like it's slow here and there, but like it's nothing where I can't edit. Like right. So CapCut, please sponsor me.
like for sure, hit your boy up.
Literally.
So what's the longest video you could edit like a full podcast on CapCut, right?
Yeah, the longest I did, I had shot like a day in the life vlog. It was like maybe 10 minutes or 9 something, but I'm sure you can do like longer videos for sure.
I might even just try that out, dude. Just because like I drag I'll cut the clips in Final Cut Pro and then transfer them over to CapCut, and then I'll use that specifically for like the shorts and like adding captions on and stuff. So maybe I'll just try like
I would
send it over there.
Yeah, because then we could show you some of that for sure. Because CapCut do it all.
It's a good.
It is.
So one thing I want to bring up, going back to social media, is YouTube University. All right, so I want to shout out like Think Media. I don't know if you've ever heard of Think Media, but that's honestly where like I get everything like knowledge-wise, because it's like this media company that digs into like reviewing cameras. They do like they have a podcast too. They have on other creators. They had on like Mr. Beast. Like they get into like more of the technical aspect of it, and so like that's kind of relying on pages like that. Like you said, they're not withholding information just because they know it. They're utilizing that. They're like, okay, we know this. We've built this up. They got like a few million subscribers. It's like, let's make this information available to the masses so everybody can benefit off of it. So I was like, I feel like that's like a very genuine platform. And shout out Think Media. But going into like the next phrase or station here, what's your like your overall vision and goal, man? Like where do you see yourself going and taking videography and photography?
No, like honestly, I don't know. Like I wanted to have like my business model right now is to stick with that media day photography, really like up in that level, because I got some new gear, and I'm probably gonna do like another shoot that I think will just like probably be my best as far as the media day stuff, and just that'll be like my standard. Like I got some good stuff now, but I think like with my new skills, my new camera and stuff like that, I think that my quality is gonna go way up. But I think I'm gonna stick with that business model, just because like I think I want to garner like more clients, like schools, high schools, colleges, maybe eventually. I think that's my business model. But then again, like I just love so many different things, But then again, I can say, I want to touch on this because I was talking to my professor. I had class on Thursday. I'm currently in a master's program at Academy College for business. So I was talking to one of my professors, Dan Bowden. She was telling me, like, we were talking about our business. He runs his own like consulting stuff like that. But as far as like seasons, as a photographer, as the seasons change, you're doing different types of shoots. So like why would a photographer just say, I'm doing weddings? So now most of your income is coming through maybe like the summertime, because most people want weddings during April or July, something like that. Not many people are getting weddings in like December or something like that.
Right.
So I say all that to say, if I'm doing like media day stuff, that's only when the school season is.
Okay.
So, that's maybe through August through April.
Right.
That's
like May.
Exactly. That's when the school ends. So through the summer, that's all I do.
Okay.
I'm not going to be making
that's interesting.
any money through that time period. So I think it's important to say, I do this, but I also do this and that. So I have money coming in through these time periods.
I like that.
So
That's a great mindset.
Yeah, that's why I think it's important to have diversity.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to even go further. Last night, I was talking to this guy. His name's Brandon, and he filmed like all the video for the gala at CCSJ. So like they do like 3 videos and honorees. And they do like what they mean to the college and their impact on the college and community and stuff like that. And he does like sit down interviews. And his style is mainly like just talking to him.
Yeah.
And then he'll cut clips and like do B-roll, throw some photos in there. But like they're great videos. Mm-hmm. And he was telling me that during COVID he almost lost his business.
Wow.
Because companies were cutting all their marketing tactics. So he was like, how can I continue to make my money when all these companies, all my clients are cutting their marketing budgets? So he told all his clients, which he had built up throughout the years, but he told them, I'll do your work for free for 6 months. And if we don't meet the goals you want, you don't have to pay me. So
that's a gamble.
That's a gamble.
That's awesome.
That's a gamble.
Shout out to him, man. That's
a gamble he took. I forget his business name, but he's really good. He took that gamble and then he like kind of just flipped the switch, took it and it paid off. So he got paid at those end of the months, and then from there, after those 6 months during COVID, like people start, ramping up their market business. Now he's overbooked, which is always good.
That's awesome, dude.
Now you can up your rates. So
that was a great story, dude. Hearing somebody just taking a gamble betting on themselves, like that's just like that's extremely motivating too. And that was such a hard time for like smaller businesses too, in COVID and all this stuff that affected, restaurants, photographers, videographers. Nobody was going out. Your business was just put on hold. So that was definitely a difficult time for small businesses. But that reminded me of one of I had on my dad previously for like the second episode or something like that, and he started his own business and he gets into it how he started there, and he he's like, all right, I'm done. I don't want to work for anybody else. Like, he had some issues with, his boss was like, withholding stuff or whatever. And he's like, all right, I'm going out. I'm branching out on my own. I don't care. Like, this is it. I'm doing it. Cleared out his 401k, cleared out all of his investments, invested into a business. My mom they had 3 kids and then twins on the way, bro. So he's like, all right, boom, I'm going into it. At that time period, he's like, that is like the ultimate. I'm betting on myself. Like, I can't lose, So it's like when your back is against the wall and you have like that type of motivation, I feel like, dude, you're like Superman almost. Like, you can't lose. You're not going to. So that was awesome. And I just wanted to that was something that reminded me of.
Yeah, that's
my dad too.
That's pressure right there.
That's different type.
That's different type of pressure. Like, people underestimate being a business owner, saying, I'm going to stick to my business. Like, you don't have a steady income, a steady paycheck coming every 2 weeks. Like, you got to go out there and literally get your money.
You got to grind,
especially you got some kids and twins. Like, that's different pressure.
Twins on the way, bro. Like, 5 kids in total. Like, so I have 4 brothers and sisters. We're so family oriented, and I aspire to be like my dad, bro, because he started his own business. He branched out from the norm. He's built his business with his 2 brothers and uncle from scratch. Or his brother. He started My Box Moving and Mobile Storage. So it's like a portable storage company. Wow. So like they drop off a storage container at your house, you pack it up, they bring it back to their warehouse, drop it off after you move or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did that. He designed like the lift system and the trucks with it too. So yeah, my dad, he's a badass dude. Like, shout out to him because I want to be like him, man. But let's get into starting your own business. Like, the difficulties we've both had in trying to start something and branching out on your own. First thing is you get negativity coming your way a little bit sometimes, but you also get positivity and like flooding. Like, dude, keep it going. Like, this is awesome to see. So like, how would you deal with? First, let's start on the negativity. How do you deal with some of that stuff coming your way?
I think most of the negativity, like I got a great support system as well. Like my parents, my brothers, cousins, my girl, they all are super supportive of me. But I think the most negative like portion of it is just like sometimes social media does not pay off. Like you could put a lot of work into something and it just doesn't do anything. It flops, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's where just like staying consistent, you know, believing in what you're doing, having that resilience to say, I don't care what the algorithm's doing. I'm going to keep posting, keep going, you know, stuff like that. So I think that's the main negativity that's coming from it. But yeah, I have a lot of support. Like my college, like they shouted me out last night. Like I was taking photos at the gala. So like just knowing that people support me, knowing that they're not bashing on me, they want to see me win. It's like definitely uplifting. So I think having the right people in your circle is number one, most important. If you want to start your own business, because you need that. Because you're gonna have to. Some days you're gonna be like this is not working, and you're gonna need them to help lift you up. So
absolutely, I couldn't agree more, man. And like starting something like this, it's crazy because it's like I did a total like 180, bro. Because I started out in school, I hated giving speeches. Like I wasn't good at communication. It was wild, bro. And like even growing up, I was in like speech therapy. Like I was taken out of classes because I was having trouble reading and stuff like this in elementary school. And it was like, man, dude. And I just remember in classes feeling the anxiety of like, you remember like popcorn reading.
Oh yeah,
it's like popcorn max. Like you're up. I was like, all right, bro. Let me. Or if they're like going in line, like I was picking out what paragraph I had. I was like reading it 4 or 5 times. I'm like, all right, bro, I can't mess up. I was like, so it was there. So now to do that 180 of now I started a podcast, having so many different types of people on, communicating this and that way. But it's a wild thing to do, and I just love it, man. Like the more I do it, the more people I have on, the more people I meet more genuine, like-minded people. And that was like a big reason why I was starting it too, because social media has such like a negative name now. And it's like, man, there's so much garbage on there. There's so much negativity. And I was like, I want to take the other step. I want to put positive things out, bro. I want to change that. I want to manipulate my algorithm and not algorithm, but feed and follow genuine people like Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, just think media, that type of stuff. And I want to disregard all that negativity and promote that positivity. Like, you're a great person to have on too, because you're stepping out of the norm. Well, I know I hit on this earlier, but you're taking a huge leap, bro. You're betting on yourself. You're doing this, and it takes a lot of courage to do that. So I respect that with anybody who's trying to do that. And hopefully I can grow into a platform where I'll have on more people like you, and I'll help you get you business, and vice versa there. So that's kind of ultimate goal with that. But I mean, so yeah, having a huge positive support system, I get flooded with DMs and people saying like, bro, keep going, like this is awesome, and doing it. Like, I'm not seeing it on views, I'm not seeing it on likes yet, but I'm okay with that. I'm very content with my mission and my goals. Like, the only goal I have in mind is hit 52 podcasts this year, like one a week. And I started, you will be the 11th podcast. So it's like I've been doing this for 10 weeks now. And it's you set minor goals like that and you just achieve those. I think success will follow.
Oh yeah, I agree, bro.
Yeah. So what's a goal? Do you have a minor goal you want to hit like within the year, or you just want to dig into that media day stuff?
My goal, like at the start of the year, was to hit like 2,500 followers.
Okay.
Which I'm growing, but I'm not growing as fast as I want to because I'm not posting a lot. I'm really not. I'm just really I'm low-key flooded with work and school, so it's hard for me to push out a lot of content right now.
So yeah.
But I think now that the summer's coming, like I know I have a lot of stuff to film, to take photos of, so I'm excited for that. So I think I'll start to grow more during the summer because I'll be shooting a lot more. So yeah, I don't have a specific goal though. I think it's just keep getting better. Like Like just keep shooting, keep getting better with my editing, composition, stuff like that. Just keep shooting, honestly.
Just grow. Like the more you do it, the better you'll get to. I want to hit on like a few more things before we wrap this up. What was what was your most like fun project you've ever done?
Most
You
fun.
think you could like pinpoint one?
Recently, the Corona Mirror for sure. That was fun. Just because I got a lot of great feedback on it.
Yeah.
I wish it would have blew up to the masses. I really wish I did. But
I was hoping too.
But it like slightly blew up within like our community. But I think I'm gonna like send like maybe just some prints to New Balance, like send it right to their headquarters in the mail. Maybe see some happens from there. But what was most fun? Let me think. I know the men's basketball media day at Calumet College. That was really fun because a lot of those guys like I played with.
Yeah. Some history
Some
and
history with those guys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And just I guess traveling with the team this year. I traveled with him a lot.
I did see like you had like I saw like either it was a picture or vlog style type of video in there.
I did like a.
That was tight, man.
Thank you.
That was really dope.
Yeah, I did like a day in the life / vlog of the game, our little road trip, and then I kind of mixed some of the clips I shot of the game, and then photos of the game, which is really hard to do. Like
it is extremely hard.
Taking video and photo of a basketball game is so hard because you can't do both at the same time. So like normally, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna take photos first half and then video second half. But sometimes you like, bro, I just missed the dunk. Like, we just bodied somebody. Like, nah, I got the photo, but like, it would have been crazy on video. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to really choose which one you're gonna do. But yeah, that was fun this year. What was another fun project?
Traveling with the team. Sorry to interrupt you, but like traveling with the team, that was sick, dude. You see, like, say the Bulls hit you up, and they're like, bro, I want you to travel with the team and do this. Like, you ever picture yourself like that?
Bro, yeah, like that's another goal. Like as far as like working for the NBA would be amazing. As far as just being a content creator for the Bulls or like any NBA team, like that'd be perfect. I feel like I would excel on that role just because I know what people like to see.
Yeah.
I was a player, so I know the type of angles to look for as far as basketball. So I really love shooting basketball just because I played it. Just the editing style, getting that energy of a game
because you feel that
emotion,
right? Because that's interesting too. Because you played, so you feel like I played sports growing up. I played basketball, I played football, I played baseball, and I'm golfing now. But like, you could feel like if you play that sport, you feel the energy build up. Like, okay, now this team's gaining momentum. Like, there's gonna be some hard clips coming up. There's gonna be some dunks or whatever, steals. Like they're gonna bring it right here. So to have that inside mindset and your skill set, dude, sky's the limit with you in the basketball for sure, bro. But I just want to say, like, man, dude, how long have you been doing this?
Probably 2024. I started like seriously maybe like a year ago, like a year. Yeah, probably like a year, maybe 9 months.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy to see that growth and like see how much quality you have into your work. Because, dude, it's a lot, man, to learn that. Like you said, you had great mentors and people like with your internship and stuff like that, and even YouTube creators, just seeing their stuff and getting motivation from that way. But I mean, dude, I just want to say shout out to you, bro, because as soon as I saw that New Balance clip, I was like, dude, I gotta have this guy on. I gotta pick his brain a little bit and see his story, hear his story, and get some advice, bro. Because I know you already gave me some advice with like the shutter speed and ISO and stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna hit you up and maybe we could set up a collab or something.
Oh yeah, like that. Definitely. I'm looking forward to something like that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna shoot after this. I'm gonna tell you some more stuff. So
hell yeah,
for sure.
Right on, bro. So, anything you want to promote? Any new projects? I know you just did a corporate event. That was interesting, right? It was you said it was a gala.
Yeah, Calumet College, St. Joseph, annual scholarship gala.
Okay, so did you post any of that on your?
I haven't posted none of it yet. I just kind of sent some of it off to the school's Instagram page. But I might post some. I'll probably leave it on my portfolio on my website
For sure.
under like the events tab. I'm actually currently redoing my website. I published it today just so I can show you some stuff, but I still have to edit it. But yeah, I'll probably post a lot of that stuff on my portfolio.
Okay, bet. For sure.
Yeah.
And I'm going to link all your stuff in the descriptions and tag you and everything. You want to so what's your website? What's your socials?
So socials all at Creative Deal, Creative DYL. My name is Dylan Hill, but go by Dill. And then my website is creativedeal.com. So yeah, that's all my socials. And then my personal is at DNiceBeatball. So
all right, shout out Dylan, bro. I appreciate you coming on. Check out his stuff. Hit him up for your photography, videography needs. I appreciate you taking the time to do this, sir.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Sir,
Thank you, man.